Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Rajat Oberoi from Vision Medicare, New Delhi. Today we will discuss the topic Introduction to Pharmaceutical Dosage Forms under paper Product Development Part 1. In this module we will learn about first, various aspects related to pharmaceutical dosage form development. Second, route of drug administration and its importance in development of dosage form. Third, various types of dosage forms based on their physical state. Let us start by introduction to dosage forms. A dosage form is a combination of drug substances and excipients to facilitate dosing, administration, and of the medicine to the patient. The materials manufacturing, designing and testing of all dosage forms target drug product quality. Dosage forms are designed to attain a safe and therapeutically effective response each time they are administered within appropriate regimens. Each type of dosage form requires several concepts and components which include the following. First is the active pharmaceutical ingredient, also called as API, of purity, particle size, physiochemical form and an accurately measured amount. Next is excipients to ensure stability, accurate dose delivery and product performance. Next is manufacturing technologies and practices so as to ensure that the product elicits safe and effective responses each time and for each batch. Next is packaging designed to maintain stability and therapeutic performance of the product and for patient convenience. Next is comprehensive quality assurance including quality control test and in-process test to safeguard the drug during shelf life, storage and use. The major operations utilized in the manufacture of drug products are listed below. Mixing or blending of powders, milling or comminution of solids, drying or lyophilization, filtration, granulation of powders, compression and tableting, coating of powders, granules or tablets, encapsulation or microencapsulation, dispersion and dissolution, molding, sterilization. Each process must be validated to show that it accomplishes its intended function, that the same results from batch to batch. In order to achieve a therapeutic response after administration, the drug moiety must be made available to the body and efficiently released from the dosage form. For a given drug dose to be effective, a sufficient amount must be absorbed at an appropriate rate. Attention must be given to bioavailability during the design of a new drug product because it may be adversely affected by the manufacturing operations and formulation components. The subsequent distribution, metabolism and excretion process must ensure that the concentration of the drug at the target site reaches the threshold level required to achieve the desired therapeutic response. This concentration must be maintained for a desired period. Subsequent administration of the drug must be timed appropriately to maintain its concentration. If too high a concentration is reached, safety may be compromised. If a subminimal concentration, a period of non-therapy occurs. During the development of a new dosage form, stability testing is performed to verify that degradation does not occur during processing and storage. Drug product stability involves the evaluation of chemical stability, physical stability, and performance over time. A shelf life is determined and expiration dates are obtained for each product. Further, product labeling provides appropriate storage and dating information, ensures product identity, and cite necessary warnings. Now let us study routes of administration in detail. Drug products are administered to the human body by different routes and in various physical forms such as solutions, emulsions, suspensions, ointments, creams, suppositories, powders, granules, capsules, and compressed tablets. The preferred and most important route include: first, we will study about parenteral administration. Dosage forms for parenteral administration are designed for injection through the skin with syringes and needles of appropriate diameter and size. Parenteral injections can deliver the drug directly to the general circulation intravenously, that is IV, subcutaneously, or intramuscularly as shown in the figure. Intradermal administration occurs when the drug solution is injected into the dermis and epidermis of the skin. Other specialized parenteral routes includes the following: A. Intraarterial injection are administered into artery via surgical intervention. B. Intraarticular injection involve direct injection into the cerebrospinal fluid, that is called as CSF. C. Intraspinal injections are administered into the dural membrane surrounding the spinal cord. D. Intracisternal injection involve introduction of the drug solution into the subarachnoid cistern of the brain. Now let us study about oral administration. The oral route is popular because of its convenience. Oral dosage forms do not require specialized equipment or non-invasive and are generally more economical to prepare and administer. The main type of oral drug administration is the sipping of liquids or swallowing of solid dosage forms. The drugs either medicate the gastrointestinal tract itself or are absorbed through the GI mucosa into the systemic circulation to achieve a therapeutic effect. Orally administered dosage forms can also be held under the tongue called as sublingual or in the cheek pouch called as a buccal. The drug is absorbed through the oral mucous membrane into the bloodstream, avoiding first pass metabolism. This is in contrast to absorption through the GI tract, where the absorbed drug undergoes first pass metabolism. Pressurized aerosol drug products are available for inhalation and used with adapters that are placed between the upper and lower teeth during actuation. Such solution or suspension products are intended for local pulmonary use or for systemic therapy. Rather complex technologies are required to ensure delivery of accurate doses and to control the particle size of the delivered product. Further, some dosage forms such as mouthwashes, gargles, lozenges are designed for local treatment of the mucous membrane and gums of the mouth and throat. Next, let us study about dermal administration. Certain dosage forms are designed to treat the skin and its appendages. This kind of therapy is localized and percutaneous absorption of drugs should be avoided. Dermal dosage forms can contain oily base such as ointments and paste, or can be emulsified semisolids such as creams or lotions. Some topical applications are also delivered from pressurized aerosol containers. Recent developments in drug delivery systems include the development of transdermal patches, which are applied on the skin for prolonged periods of therapy. Next is rectal administration. Drugs can be administered rectally as enemas or suppositories to treat localized conditions of the rectum or colon. Such dosage forms can also be used for systemic therapy if the drug is absorbed through the mucous membrane of the colon. Treatment of comatose patient is possible by such rectal administration. This route is also useful in the treatment of nauseated patients, infants, debilitated elderly patients, and those having undergone recent gastrointestinal surgery. Next is intravaginal administration. Dosage forms applied vaginally are generally intended for treatment of local infections. Solution aerosol foams, creams, or suppositories are used. Effects are local, thus minimizing the systemic side effects that accompany oral administration. Recent development include intrauterine devices that release small amount of contraceptive drugs for long periods of time. Next is ophthalmic administration. Various ophthalmic conditions can be treated by local application of sterile, isotonic solution or suspensions delivered from glass droppers or plastic squeeze bottles. Sterile ophthalmic ointments are applied under the lower eyelid from specially designed tubes. Drug present in an ophthalmic ointment or suspension must be of a very fine particle size to avoid irritation. Next is nasal administration. Nasal solutions, drops or sprays from appropriately designed plastic containers are used to treat local conditions of the nasal mucosa. Pressurized aerosols can also be used to treat nasal conditions. Transnasal drug delivery via absorption through the nasal mucosa has gained strong interest for systemic therapy, and intranasal route has been explored recently for drug delivery to brain. Absorption of macromolecules and polypeptides by this route is the subject of considerable research. Next is otic administration. Otic or oral administration of drug products is used only for local treatment of external auditory canal. Since this canal is lined with dermal tissue and not mucous membrane, infections are treated much like skin infections. Now let us study in detail upon types of dosage forms. Dosage forms can be classed according to their use through a particular route or physical form. In the former case, the classes respond to the routes of administration, that is topical or external use such as creams, ointments, paste. Oral use dosage forms such as syrups, tablets, capsules, rectal suppositories, parenteral injections, transdermal patches, and localized drops. In the present module, dosage forms are classified according to their physical form as follows. A. Liquid solution dosage forms. Liquid solutions can be used for various pharmaceutical purposes. First is as oral medication in the form of syrup or elixirs. Next is for external application in case of soaks and baths. Next is application to body cavities or apertures in case of enemas, douches or bladder irrigations. Next is as inhalations by mouth from atomizers, nebulizers and pressurized aerosols. Next is for local application into oral cavity in case of gargles or mouthwashes. Next is as eye, ear or nasal drops for local applications. And lastly, as parenteral injection. Solutions. Solutions are preparations that contain one or more dissolved chemical substances in a suitable solvent or mixture of mutually miscible solvents. Since they are molecularly homogeneously dispersed, they generally provide assurance of uniform dosage upon administration and good accuracy when diluted or mixed. The United States Pharmacopoeia currently identified solutions according to their intended use, that is, example, oral solutions, ophthalmic solutions, and inhalation solution. Sterile parenteral solutions are termed as injections. Syrups. Aqueous solution containing high concentrations of sucrose or other sugars are termed as syrups. United States Pharmacopoeia lists the item syrups as a near saturated solution of sucrose in purified water. Certain polyols, that is glycerol, sorbitol and flavoring agents can be added. Some syrups can be made by extraction. Some are non-dedicated flavoring agents. Aromatic waters. Aromatic waters are clear, saturated aqueous solution of volatile oils or aromatic oils. They were used in 1940s as flavoring vehicles and had a minor carminative effect. Elixirs. Sweetened hydroalcoholic solutions for oral use are termed as elixirs. Some of the elixirs are medicated, however, most of them were developed as flavoring vehicles. They are generally used to ensure solubility of prescribed drug entities in the extemporaneously compounding of prescriptions. Essences. Essences are alcoholic or hydroalcoholic solutions of volatile substances. Some were medicated, while others were flavoring vehicles to ensure a high ethanol content. Tinctures. Tinctures are alcoholic or hydroalcoholic solutions of plant drugs, synthetic drugs, or flavoring ingredients. Parenteral solutions or injections. Injections are solutions meant for administration into the systemic circulation. They must essentially be sterile and free from paragens. Sterility process of destroying or eliminating microorganisms present in a preparation is achieved by moist heat, dry heat, chemical, filtration, gaseous and radiation. Parenteral solutions for multiple use contains preservatives and choice of preservative depends on the characteristics of the product and its acceptability to the patient. Preservatives that can be used in various types of preparations include benzyl alcohol, the benzoates, phenol and others. Inhalations. Inhalations are aqueous solutions for treatment of lower respiratory tract. The smaller the droplet size delivered, the deeper into the respiratory tract the medication will reach. Administration necessitates use of inhalational devices with nebulizers delivering smaller droplets than atomizers. Pressurized aerosols with mouthpiece adapters and actuators can deliver fine mist by means of specially designed valves. Next, ophthalmic and nasal solution. Ophthalmic and nasal solutions are used for local medication. Both should be isotonic and ophthalmic solutions must be sterile. Otic solutions. For application to the ear canal, otic solutions are best prepared with non-aqueous solvents. Anhydrous glyceryls is a popular solvent. Liniments. Liniments are liquid preparations meant for topical application with rubbing. They may be hydroalcoholic solutions, oily solutions, suspensions, or emulsions. Enemas and Douches. Enemas and Douches are solutions used to treat local rectal conditions or as vaginal medication respectively. Mouthwashes and Gargles. Mouthwashes and gargles generally are aqueous or hydroalcoholic solution of aromatic principle or antiseptics. They are used to treat conditions of the mouth and throat or to refresh the buccal cavity. Colloidons. Colloidons are polymeric solutions that utilize diethyl ether and acetone as solvents. These viscous liquids are applied to the skin with applicator bottles. Evaporation of the solvent leave a protective film on the skin. Plasticizers can be added to provide a more flexible film. Drugs can also be added to treat corns and warts. Next, we discussed about liquid dispersions. Liquid dispersions include dispersions of liquids in liquids called as emulsions or dispersion of solids in liquid called as suspensions. Liquid dispersions can be formulated as oral products to reduce the bad taste of a drug or to control chemical degradation of the drug. Emulsions. Emulsions are dispersed colloidal systems consisting of two immiscible liquid phases, an aqueous phase and an oily phase, stabilized with emulsifier. Examples of emulsion product include lotion and creams. Lotions are emulsified liquid dosage form intended for external application to the skin. Some lotions are emulsions and others may be suspensions. Example, calamine lotion. Lotions are more fluid than semisolid and are pourable. Creams are semisolid emulsion dosage forms intended for external application to the skin or to the mucous membranes. They have a relatively soft, spreadable consistency and can be formulated as either oil in water or water in oil systems. Suspensions. Suspensions are biphasic preparations consisting of solid particles dispersed throughout a liquid phase. They may be formulated for specific routes of administration such as oral, topical, ophthalmic, inhalational, otic, and by injection. Suspensions are used when the drug is insoluble to minimize the objectionable taste of some drugs and to increase the stability of selected drugs that are not very stable. Foams. Foams are preparations that comprise gas bubbles distributed in a liquid. The liquid contains the drug substance and suitable excipients. Foams have a semi-solid consistency and can be formulated to quickly break down into a liquid or to remain as a foam to ensure prolonged contact. Sprays. Sprays are dosage forms that contain a drug substance in the liquid state as a solution or suspension and are intended for administration as a mist. They are different from aerosols in that spray containers are not pressurized. Next we study C. Semi-solid dosage forms. Dosage forms that are semi-solids at room temperature include gels, magmas, mucilages, ointments, creams and paste. We study about gel, magma and mucilages. Gels are an intermediate state of matter containing both solid and liquid components. They are transparent or translucent, non-greasy, semi-solid preparations consisting of dispersion of small or large molecules in liquid medium. If the dispersed macromolecules are distributed throughout the liquid without specific boundaries or without a network between them and the liquid, the system is called as single-phase gels. Single-phase gels can consist of a synthetic organic molecule such as carbomer and carboxymethyl cellulose or may be dispersions of natural gums such as tragacanth and acacia. Such gum dispersions can be termed as mucilages. If the gel consists of larger aggregates of dispersed particles, it is considered a two-phase system and termed as magma. Example includes bentonite magma. Gels are generally used for topical application, however can be used for oral delivery of drugs also. We study on ointments, creams, paste and plasters. Ointments are semi-solid preparations that are generally intended for external application to the skin or mucous membranes and are used for either local or systemic action. Ointments usually contain less than 20% water and volatiles and more than 50% hydrocarbons, waxes or polyols as the vehicle. They are categorized as hydrocarbon base, absorption bases, water removable bases and water soluble bases. The choice of an ointment base depends upon the condition being treated, the degree of desired occlusiveness and the stability of the drug to be incorporated. Creams are emulsified semi-solids. As dermal application, they have more cosmetic appeal to users than greasy ointment bases. Creams can also be used to medicate body cavities, rectum, vagina. They can also be delivered from pressurized aerosol containers. Pastes are semi-solid preparations of stiff consistency and contain 20 to 50% of finely dispersed solids. They are intended for application to the skin, oral cavity or mucous membrane. They usually do not flow at body temperature and can serve as occlusive, protective coatings. Dental paste are applied to the teeth and other orally administered paste may be indicated for addition to the mucous membrane for a local effect. Plasters are semi-solid substances for external application that is supplied on a support material. They are applied for prolonged periods to provide protection, support or occlusion. They consist of an adhesive layer that may contain active substances that is applied uniformly on an appropriate support, usually of a rubber base or synthetic resin. Now we study D. Plastic dosage forms, suppositories. Suppositories are dosage forms adapted for application into the rectum. They melt, soften, or dissolve at body temperature and may have a local protectant or palliative effect, or may deliver a drug substance for systemic or local action. Rectal suppositories are the route of choice for comatose patient or after gastrointestinal surgery. They also find use in pediatric and geriatric medication. Depending upon the base used, suppositories either melt at body temperature upon insertion, that is cocoa butter, or dissolve in the cavity, example polyrylene glycols, blends. Inserts. Inserts are solid dosage forms that are inserted into a naturally occurring body cavity other than the mouth or rectum. The drug is delivered for local or systemic action. Vaginal inserts are generally globular or oviform and weigh about 5 grams each. Inserts intended to dissolve in vaginal secretions are generally made from water-soluble or water-miscible vehicles. Implants. Implants are long-acting dosage forms that provide continuous release of the drug substance, often for periods of months to years. They can be used for systemically or locally delivered drugs and are available as pellet implants, cylinders, and microparticles. Release of drugs can be through diffusion, dissolution, erosion, and resorption. Now let us elaborate on E, solid dosage forms. Solid dosage forms have progressed from powder dispensed as bulk powders for administration by teaspoonful dosage in water or in measured amounts wrapped in folded paper squares to modern compressed tablets. Bulk powders and effervescent powders. Bulks are blends of drugs and water-soluble diluents for dissolution in water. The resulting solution can be administered orally or applied externally. Dosing of powder mixtures by teaspoonful measurement affords accuracy and precision. Small dose potent drugs therefore be weighed accurately as a dose and enclosed folded paper or alternatively dispensed in Ziploc envelopes. Bulk powders can be formulated with ingredients that effervescence on addition of water, such as combination of sodium bicarbonate and citric or tartaric acid. Such powders provide carbonated aqueous solutions to help mask bad tasting drugs. Dusting powders. Dusting powders are applied to treat skin lesions or rashes. They should have an impalpable particle size ranging from 100 to 150 micrometer. They are onto the affected skin from sifter top containers. They generally contain absorbent substances such as starch, kaolin to absorb serous fluid and talc or metallic as skin lubricants. Insufflations. Insufflators powders blends of fine particle size that are propelled from atomizer like into body cavities. Lipophilized powders. Several drug products exist as lipophilized powders for reconstitution into dosage form is generally used when the drug is prone to hydrolytic degradation by solvent system. The product should be used in a relatively short period of time. These preparations are meant for storage in refrigeration. Parenteral dosage forms can also exist as lipophilized powders to which sterile solvents must be added under sterile conditions directly before use. Capsules. Capsules are solid dosage forms in which the drug substance and or excipients are enclosed within a soluble container or shell. The shells may be composed of two pieces, a body and a cap, or they may be a single piece. Two-piece capsules are commonly to as a hard shell capsules and the one-piece capsule are often referred to as the soft shell capsules. One piece are generally used to deliver a drug substance as a suspension, or a two-piece are generally for powders or granules. Gelatin is widely used material for preparation of capsule shells. However, recently HPMC, Pulalen and starch have been explored as substitute for gelatin. Cachets. Cachets consisted of two thin discs, usually a rice flour. Powder was placed in one of the discs. It were then carefully wetted and the second disc was on top of it. On drying, a sealed edge was formed. They were used before gelatin capsules shells became into existence. Pills. Pills are drug substance containing small, solid bodies intended for oral administration. This form has largely been replaced by tablets and capsules. Tablet triturates and hypodermic tablets. Tablet triturates were originally small, round tablets made in a small, hard, rubber mold that accommodated 50 to 100 tablets. They were intended to deliver a potent drug in accurate amount that dissolved quickly and completely. They were composed of the drug, lactose and or hypodermic tablets were similar products intended by hypodermic injection after dissolution in sterile water. Troches and Lozenges. Troches and lozenges are solid dosage forms with sweetened or flavored base that are designed to dissolve slowly in the mouth without disintegration to provide medication to the mucous membrane of the mouth and throat. Gums. Medicated gums are designed to be chewed then swallowed. They release the drug substance into saliva and can deliver drugs for local action in the systemically via the buccal or gastrointestinal. Gums are manufactured using the conventional melting processor. They may be directly compressed from gum powder. Films. Films are thin sheets that are meant for the oral cavity. Typically, they are formed by casting or extrusion of edible water-soluble polymers such as pulalen, gums and modified cellulose, resulting in a dispersion of the components throughout the film. They classified by their site of application as oral films and bucca films. Granules. Granules are solid dosage forms that are composed of agglomerations of smaller particles. They are frequently used for oral administration and are used to address stability challenges, facilitate flexible dosing regimens as granules or as suspensions, allow taste masking or facilitate flexible in administration. They be either lipophilized or masked. Masking involves of an adhesive binding solution to the powder blend. Mixture is then passed mechanically through sieves to obtain granules of the required size. Granules prepared by masking can be used to prepare tablets. Compressed tablets. Tablets are unit solid dosage which the drug substance is generally blended with the excipients and compressed into the final dosage of tablets include hypodermic, chewable, buccal, effervescent, sublingual, orally, disintegrating, modified release and tablets for oral solution and for oral suspension. The compressed tablet is the most popular dosage form. It offers convenience, ease of stability, accurate and precise dosing, and good bioavailability. Millions of tablets can be produced, ensuring economical preparation. Compressed tablets divided into three main types as shown also in the figure. First is single layer, that is uncoated tablets. Second is layered tablets. Thirdly, coated tablets. Single layer uncoated tablets may be classified as tablets to be swallowed, tablets that are to be chewed before swallowing, buccal or sublingual tablets for quick dissolution in oral cavity, effervescent tablets, lozenges or troches, vaginal inserts, pellets for parenteral implantation. Layered tablets may contain two or more layers and are prepared on special presses in which two or more granulations are delivered from several hoppers. Tablets are used for two main reasons. One is to separate ingredients that may be chemically or physically incompatible. Second is to provide an initial loading dosage from one layer and prolonged release dose from another. Coated tablets. In coated tablets, the coating protects ingredients from atmospheric oxygen, water, carbon dioxide, and or light. Tablets are also coated to mask taste and to control the site of disintegration and drug dissolution. Coating can be sugar coating, film coating, enteric coating, or pressure coating. Lastly, in this chapter, we discuss about F. Pressurized aerosol dosage forms. Aerosols are dosage forms packaged under and containing therapeutic agent and a propellant that released upon actuation of an appropriate valve system. Upon actuation, the drug substance is released as fine particles or droplets. Typical components of aerosols include the formulation containing one or more drug substance and propellant, the container, the valve, and the actuator. The propellants include liquefied gases or gas mixtures, example, hydrocarbons like butane or propane. Non-compressed gases such as carbon dioxide and nitrogen monoxide are also used. Medications can be produced in the form of suspensions, emulsions, pastes, gels, and foams depending on the formulation and valve system. Aerosols can be used in inhalational therapy, in dental for vaginal therapy, and for external application. The understanding of route of administration and types of dosage forms used for a particular use will help during selection and development of product. Thank you.